Welcome, everybody, to Morning Wood. It is Thursday. What is today? The 11th? Thursday, the 11th. So I'm your host for the time being, Detroit Lenny here with the Morning Wood Sports Show. Allie Burns running a little late, I'm assuming. So I'm gonna get things started. You guys got there's 20 of you, 18, 16 of you left in this week's last Woody, and then 2 still left, Thomas Kingston and Jay Jones. They just can't lose. So they're still left in last week's last Woody. I'm going to pay some bills real quick. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our live shows on Picks and Parlays or the Max Wager Network. This way you don't miss anything. You just don't miss nothing. Hit that bell for notifications. Also, check out our friends over at BetMGM Sportsbook. Their promo right now for new customers, if you sign up with BetMGM, you get up to $1,000 risk-free on your first bet. All you got to do is sign up. Link is in the description of this video. You can follow the link. It'll take you right to your state-specific sites, or use the promo code MORNING when you download the app. Don't forget, if you're over at picksandparlays.net, use that promo code CFL, save you 20% off the entire site. Boom, pow, bang. So let's get into, let's see what's going on. Lenny, you should give us a Dan Campbell quote of the day. Start out each show. We're going to tread water until I effing bury you. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do today. Starting in handicap 10, I'm going to tread water until I ever bury you. I'm coming. It's okay. I'm making moves. Even at 1-1, I made some moves up the leaderboard. So let me fix my chair. Good morning. Can't lose, won't lose. That's right. Can't lose, won't lose. They won't go down. This guy won't go down. You just won't. You keep knocking him down. Dude keeps getting back up. So congrats to you and Jay Jones. You guys just keep battling it out. So what do you got for us today? I'll tell you what, my handicap 10s right now. Hi, Donna Cusick. Hi, how are you? How about them Phillies? I'm telling you what, I think the Phillies finish above the Braves this year in that division. So I'm pretty high on the Phillies and for the rest of this year. And I think they can make some moves in what you call it. In the standings, I should say. In what you call it. That was something my grandmother used to say. You know, what you call it. What you call it was for everything. Like it was a name, a person, place, and a thing. It was like, go get me the what you call it. We're going to go over to the what you call it, call what you call it, and get over, do the what you call it. It was like a person, place, or thing. It was always, for sure. I am on handicap 10. I'm on the Royals, White Sox Nerfy, which starts in about an hour. And I'm on the Patriots tonight, plus like 3.5 or 4. I bought it up to like minus 150. I didn't bet it, but it's a contest play. Personally, I'm on the Patriots money line, a little plus money. So get after that if you can. What up, Lenny? What up, Silky? Silky, are you still in this thing? Are you still in it? Are you sure? No, I'm just messing with you. D-backs minus the 1.5. All right, get after it. J-Rock, Felix, Uger, something. Yeah, I believe you. I believe you, J-Rock. I believe you. His name is Felix. I mean, why would it not be? Uger, ALIASSIME, money line. Tennis. Oh, get after it. We will have to have a little bet on that Eagles-Lions game. I'm telling you right now, Donna, I love you. I love you with all my heart. I got no more room in my heart for anybody else because it's all taken up by my wife and Donna Cusick. I'm telling you right now. The Lions win week 1. We're at home. We're gonna get after it. We're gonna finish the season out 1-1. I'm on the Phillies. I'm a fan of the Phillies right now, but I can't do the Eagles. I don't think Jalen Hurts is the answer there, and I think the Eagles team is not as good as advertised. But they could win some games, just not week 1. But that's all I got for you. We'll definitely have to bet a beer or something. Beer, drink, whatever you so desire. We'll get after that. Good afternoon, all. Brio, stopping by. Let me put this in order. Make it a lot more easier for me to know where everyone's at. Boom, pow, bang. Angie Edwards, if you're in the chat, or I don't know, that would be more of a Allie Burns question. And we never got a pick. I searched everywhere, Facebook, both YouTube pages. I never got a pick for Angie Edwards yesterday. If you guys are sending them directly to Allie Burns, that's not cool. I'm not going to say it's cheating or anything like that, but like everybody else wants to know, the whole point is for everybody to know what's on. So we can know. Red's money line, I got you, Brio. So don't be sending them to her. Send them to everybody. Alex L. Astros let me down yesterday. Screwed me the day before. Let me down. That's why I can't get on the right side. 2 days ago, I was on Texas. Astros dominated. Yesterday, I'm on the Astros. Texas wins. Like, I can't. Man, I just can't get on the right side of that. Morning Wood, spelling bee episode, right? Lenny, can you check? CWS? I got you. Okay. Oh, yeah, hold on. Chicago White Sox. Allie Burns texted me. She'll be here in 2 minutes. Let me see. BetMGM. White Sox first 5 run line, but I got it minus 125 earlier, Sam, but I think it's overjuiced now. It made me take my glasses off, man. First 5. White Sox. Oh, yeah. Money line's at minus 200 on MGM. You would have to take the run line. But you want the run line, right? Is that what you wanted? Yeah, you want the run line's only minus 130. So you're good if you want that. But that game starts. No, that starts in like an hour. So you're good. The games that already started, we cannot do unless you put it on the Facebook page, is the Phillies Marlins. That game has started already. And you got like 5 minutes, not even for the Tigers and the Guardians, if anybody wants to so desire to get on there. So Thomas Kingston, let me know if you want to take this. This is fine. That's fine. I like the nerfing the White Sox game. Also the Tigers nerfy, of course, because they can't hit the damn ball. And then have to bet the over in the Field of Dreams game. I don't know. I got nothing about that Field of Dreams game. Love the enthusiasm. That's something somebody says when you're absolutely wrong. I love that you love the Lions. I love your enthusiasm. You're a dumbass, but I love your enthusiasm. It's all good. Ross Benjamin will be joining us too. That's a rumor around town. I don't know. I'm the only one showed up. So the Wood is good. Be more game yesterday was postponed. Last Woody Cubs run line first 5. Yeah, get after it. What's the run line? Like, do you want to share what the run line is, or are they minus or plus a half? We you might be brand new, Lex. We do this little thing where you have to say if it's plus or minus and not just run line, because that's lazy, and lazy people don't win money on this show. Boom, I said it. Allie Burns ain't here to tell me to be nice to y'all, so I said it. Plus a half. There you go. That would have been good to know. 5 plus a half. You're welcome. You look at this beautiful woman. How we doing, Medic? How we doing? There you go, Lex. Got some act right in you. Jim Bob's last Woody is going to be what? FCSB money line. And that is Europa Conference League. Well, good luck to you. Actually, good luck to Allie figuring out what the hell that is. I'll take it. All right. So you want the White Sox. First 5. What did I say that was? That was first 5. Right, we are first 5. White Sox minus the half. All right, get after it. Just I need the Nerfy. Brand new Lex. I know, brand new Lex. Who is this guy? Who is this? Brand new Lex. Orioles, Red Sox, over 9.5 for Danny Daniels. We're gonna find out what the plus money Honey's bet is, hopefully, soon. She's gonna come in here and be like, I don't know. I love her to death. I do, but it's so funny to watch her get a little riled up sometimes. Not in a mean way, but just like she's so stressed out by these contests. I'm just telling you right now. Last Woody she got cut in the handicap 10. She's still stressed out about it. I'm like, oh, just let it. How's that sound? Let it go. Let it go. Let it snow. Let it snow. Do you want to build a snowman? Sorry, now I got song stuff. CFL thoughts today, Lenny. To be honest with you, no, I don't really have any. I just don't. I haven't. Preseason starts tonight, so I've really been just. I've been doing homework, folks. Okay, got my magazine. I've been reading. I've been doing my homework about preseason, trying to, because I'm a guy that doesn't bet preseason football. Like not a lot. Like I might have a handful of bets the whole couple weeks, right? Probably usually like right away, like now, because then I realize that I hate preseason and I stop betting it until real football starts. So that being said, it's kind of like one of those things, but everybody on here, like I listen to Sean Higgs. You guys probably watch Midday Money right before the show. You listen to Sean Higgs, like there's money to be made in preseason. So I try to get in on the preseason here. Ross Benjamin's in the house. He's going to join us in a minute here. Allie Burns should be joining us as well. I don't have anything going on for CFL tonight. If anything, let me pull up some. I like Saturday's game with the BC Lions and Saskatchewan or whatever. I'm not a big fan of tonight's. Like I briefly touched base on it. Let's put it that way. Give me 1 second here. And then I'll pull it up. The Canadians. Hold on here. Let's bring Ross Benjamin in here so we can get this party started. Ross Benjamin, the man, the myth, the legend.
Hey, what's going on, Leonard Wenson?
What's happening? Allie Burns running a couple minutes late, so you get me. Lucky you, right?
Hey, it's a good thing, buddy. It's a good thing. Always sporting that Detroit Lions paraphernalia, one way or the other.
I try. It's all I got in life. It's good fashion.
Yeah, just don't ask me anything about the CFL, folks.
He was just asking me, and I don't really now that preseason, like CFL, maybe would scratch the itch a little bit for before football for me, but now it's preseason all day. So
hey, I like the new template here. It looks nice.
Yeah, a friend of mine made that for Allie. The whole little.
Yeah.
Thingamajiggy, whatever you call it.
Those thingamajiggies always work.
The thingamajig. I don't know why. I
wish I could pull a couple of thingamajiggies out of my pocket and give them to the folks every day.
I don't know what it is, if my grandmother's on my mind or whatever, but there's 2 words she used all the time. It was thingamajiggy and whatchamacallit. And they were always a place, a person, a thing. It was multiple uses. It's like, go get the thingamajiggy from whatchamacallit over at the with the place down the thing. That's how my grandmother taught.
She must have loved you, because my grandmother used to say, "Where's that little bastard?"
Oh, I used to tell people I don't know if I just called little fucker forever. I told people, I said, I thought I was Indian until I was like 12 because I was just little for all the time.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, if any of the folks out there have any questions, fire away. NFL preseason is the topic we're going to be covering today.
Yeah, let's talk some preseason football. I know you are. I know I am. Football's back.
Yes.
Okay, preseason's here. So we're going to get a little taste of some stuff tonight. We're not going to see, obviously, ones and starters play long amount of minutes or anything, any drive, like nothing significant, I don't think. But
never do. Mostly, especially week one, Lenny, No,
not even a little bit. So talk to me. I'm going to find your banner here and all her stuff, but talk to me about tonight's game. Giants, Patriots. I'm big on that game. I'm trying to.
Well, I mean, the contrarian people would say the Giants with a new coaching staff and playing Belichick, and yet they're a 2.5-point favorite on the road. So that makes you scratch your head a little bit. But, I look at Belichick, and it was one of the topics I was going to cover is I put a lot of emphasis on head coaches during the NFL preseason, Lenny. If you try to bang your head up against the wall and assess each team's 90-man roster and who's going to play and who's not, yes, it's a small part of it. You should try to inform yourself the best way possible in terms of player rotation, specifically and more importantly at the quarterback position. However, if we know about it and the press knows about it, then the odds makers do as well. I mean, you're not pulling anything over their eyes. So I like to take a look at how head coaches do during the preseason. Head coaching trends is the phrase. And I really don't put a lot of emphasis on that during the regular season, Lenny, but at this time of year, it seems to go hand in hand when it comes to head coaching philosophy and results during the preseason. Belichick, recently over the last, let me see, check my notes here. Yeah, I mean, since 2018, there's been 3 preseasons because we didn't have one in 2020, 3 preseason years. And Belichick in the first 2 games of the preseason has gone 6-0 straight up in ATS. So, of course, last preseason was the first without Brady, and they didn't have to play without Brady in 2020 because there was no preseason. So little stuff like that is what I look at. Obviously you don't have a lot to go on with the Giants in that regard. Brian Dable, I'm telling you right now, is going to be one hell of a head coach because A, he knows how to communicate, B, he's a player's coach, and C, he's an offensive genius. So I would really keep an eye on the Giants. As a matter of fact, I believe their odds to win the division was somewhere like plus 750. And boy, oh boy, if you got a couple dollars, take a flyer on the Giants plus 750 because the NFC does nothing for me. Okay. I mean, if you could tell me who a clear-cut favorite is in the NFC East right now, sure, I guess Philadelphia, the defending champ. Dallas, to me, they only got a wide receiver concerns me with the Cowboys, and
I agree.
Yeah. They lost a couple wide receivers. CD Lamb is a good one, but now he's going to be the number 1 guy, right? With Amari Cooper gone. So, hey, there's Miss Ellison.
Hey, Ross, let me introduce you to my part-time co-host, Allie Burns. Listen, you had it. You got to do that was coming. You had to do it. You had to know.
Okay.
I dropped the kids off at school. Look, I have a coffee I even got, and then I laid back down. I was like, I'll just sleep for like 20 more minutes. And now it's like my show started 20 minutes ago. So I'm sorry.
I know you were up because you graded Handicap 10 and you had all these inspirational quotes for everybody and told me you expected better out of me. And then
I don't accept mediocrity, Leonard. I don't accept mediocrity.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Take your hat off, Ellie. Let me see what you look like.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. What happened to Ellie?
Yet.
Oh, my Lord. Anyway,
and I have the power hour after this.
You're still beautiful, honey. Still
Thanks.
beautiful.
I can't.
We were just
I'm gonna
talking
put
some
you in the middle.
preseason football a little bit, and I was just going through some last Woody stuff. So Ross was telling me about the Giants. Now we should be on the lookout for them.
I was talking about them last night with Joshua and saying the exact same thing, that the new coach is a big deal. He used to be the coach or the OC with the Bills and the Chiefs and the Dolphins and a bunch of stuff. And he was with the Crimson Tide. And look at me, I just wake up and know football. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's supposed to be your weakness, but
who are you?
Apparently, it's not.
I know, right?
No, right?
But yeah, but that's what I was telling Josh, was that I really dig this Giants team. I've got an eye on them. And Ross, you and I talked about it a lot on the Power Hour the other day. So that was kind of where I was getting my jam from.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the criticism with Daniel Jones, and for those of you who didn't watch the show, actually that wasn't even my team to cover, but me and Ellison got into discussion because Higgs had a nice take on the Giants in a nice segment on the NFC East that I really enjoyed. If you haven't seen it, folks, you need to go to the archives. It's a great segment. And, you know,
plus 750 on that future is not a bad look. I mean, plus 750 for the Giants in that division is not a bad look at all when you think of what's really going on there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's really not a clear-cut favorite. I mean, Dallas, to me, their odds are conducive to their brand name. In the books, knowing that no matter what odds you put up, people are going to bet on Dallas, whether it be in a single game situation or a future.
The Cowboy tax.
Right. And I like Ron Rivera. I like the Washington Commanders, but you know, I don't have any faith in Carson Wentz. I'm sorry. I know maybe it's I'm being a little harsh on him because the kid has won. You know, he has,
and he knows the division too. I mean, Wentz knows that division pretty well, also, right?
Yeah.
So
and I mean,
but
Dable's going to be I'm going to guess it's going to be. I'm not going to guess. I'm going to take a stab at it and go out on a limb and say he's going to be one hell of a head coach. I think that was a great hire for the Giants. I think you know, when it comes to Josh Allen and the work he did with him. You know, when he first took over as offensive coordinator, Allen was making those boneheaded mistakes. You know, he'd look great, and then all of a sudden he'd throw in the coverage, and here we go again. And he seemed to ascend as the years went on with Dable. And I think he'll do a great job with Daniel Jones. Like I told you, though, Ellie, Daniel Jones, if you're hoping Daniel Jones is going to turn into a Josh Allen, it's not going to happen.
No, but the other thing you said was that Dable will make Daniel Jones the best Daniel Jones that he can be.
The best version of himself. Correct. Yeah. Yes. Very good.
And I like that idea. And they got Mike Kafka, the new OC. So, I mean, they really did build and put some things together. I love not having the book on someone. I love that. You know, it's one of my favorite angles in betting on sports.
And the thing with Kafka, like I told you, Ellie, he's there by title alone. Yeah, when it comes to game day, Dable's going to be calling a play. So, I mean, he's the guy. When you get a situation like that where a guy like Dable has been hired as a head coach, and he's been hired because of his prowess as an offensive coordinator, he's not going to relinquish that role on Sundays. And Kafka will more or less be holding the room together and helping to strategize during the week. But make no mistake about it, on game day, Dable's the guy when it comes to calling plays.
Right. Kafka's like the rug in The Big Lebowski. It just really ties the room together. But
exactly.
You know, that's a great analogy.
I just wake up and do this. Okay.
I'm telling you what, you've been up for 60 seconds.
Yeah, you got to wonder what you're talking about.
I don't even have deodorant on yet. I know. Let's go.
So, you know, Ellie, I was telling
I'm so sorry, Lenny.
Leonard Wenson.
I conked right back out. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no. I was just saying, I'm so sorry, Lenny. I conked right back out.
You're fine.
I was telling Mr. Wenson that, you know, I put a lot of emphasis on head coaches during the NFL preseason, and that's how we got into the Giants and Belichick. And what you missed is me saying that Belichick over the last 3 preseason years, in the first 2 games of the preseason, is 6-0 straight up in ATS. So there's several coaches that I could take a look at and go over with you guys.
So I know Harbaugh is one of those guys.
Oh,
right?
man.
Harbaugh is like preseason, let's go.
If they're keeping score, this guy wants to win. I mean, he probably plays cards with his 5-year-old grandkids and wants to beat them as well and gets pissed off when he don't.
Are you telling me that's wrong?
Yeah, wait a minute. If it's wrong to make bets with my 12-year-old on card games and take his money, then I don't want to be right.
Hey, there's no participation awards, right?
That's right. This isn't Canada. So
So real briefly, I mean, since he's taken over in 2008, the Ravens have gone 39-9 straight up and 36-11-1 against the spread. And then furthermore, Leonard, since 2016, pay attention, Lenny.
Surprise!
I got my pen and pad taking notes.
Since 2016, Baltimore under Harbaugh has gone 20-0 straight up, 18-1-1 against the spread. And I had somebody reach out on one of my videos the other day and said, well, they're -4 in this game and they win a lot of close games. Okay. So since 2016, 20-0 straight up, 18-1-1 against the spread. And if they were a favorite of -3 or more, 9-0 straight up in ATS and win by 17.4 points per game. So he's getting it done. I mean, you are playing a premium price because the cat's out of the bag, right? But the cat's been out of the bag for a while, and this guy keeps winning and covering, Ellison.
So, I mean, then what's our play here? Hold on, let me pull up my stuff.
He is my favorite Harbaugh of the two. I can't stand his brother at University of Michigan. I can't stand him in his khaki pants. I can't stand him. But Harbaugh and the Ravens, the NFL Harbaugh, I love that coach. I wanted him, if everybody remembers back in the day, 2008, I believe Ross said when he came to the Ravens, he was up for the gig and he almost signed with the Lions. Now, there was talk. He came, he went, and he interviewed and all that. And I wanted him so bad. That was probably the coach I wanted the most out of anybody, was him, because I just knew that his pedigree and what he was going to do. Back then, I mean, the Ravens were nothing, and he turned that team around. So I love that Harbaugh. The other Harbaugh in U of M, I'd fight him in a
you know why Lenny doesn't like the other Harbaugh, Ellie?
Yeah,
because
I sure
at
do.
The end of one game, when they were playing the Detroit Football Lions,
that's right.
He got in a little skirmish with the Detroit head coach, and so I don't think that Lenny's ever forgiven him from that point on. And you must be a Michigan State
People from Detroit don't know that word.
I am. Go green, go white. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I can't stand that guy. But anyways,
party.
Yeah,
Bill Belichick's another one that he likes to play.
That's another one I was going to bring up was Belichick in the preseason.
Yeah, like I said, the first 2 preseason games, the last since 2018, 6-0 straight up in ATS, winning by 17.2 points per game. So for whatever reason, Belichick has had his teams ready to play during preseason action, has played his starters a little more, especially now when you consider the fact that Brady's not there anymore. So they, a guy like Matt Jones is probably going to see a little more action during the preseason than the average Bear during the NFL preseason. So keep an eye on that. I think McVay with the Rams. He's been there for a while too, but the Rams 8-0 to the under in their last 8 preseason games with McVay. Go ahead, Ellie.
Right.
You got something.
I feel like such a girl, for lack of a better word. No offense to women out there who know football, but I feel like I'm like really trying, giving it my best to absorb all the football information, right? Like I want to take it all in. I want to really embrace the NFL this year and get where I'm going with things. So I have questions, right? I've just got these questions that pop into my head. And one of them is with Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Hebert, if you're Nick Parsons, if you're French. How is it? So we talk about like not having the book on the player, and Justin was one of those players. No one had the book on him when Taylor went out. He just enters. We all know the story. We all watched, right? We bet money on it and all that. How is the coach of the Chargers, and are we starting to get the book on Justin, or is this just a fantastic team and don't worry about it? I'm like a little bit worried about the Chargers not being as good, regression from the Chargers, I guess. Is that a thing I should worry about or no?
To a degree, I don't see a regression with Herbert.
Okay.
I think he's a guy who's going to continue to ascend as opposed to like a Lamar Jackson. And again, I'm going to take some heat on this. And other quarterbacks that came out of the chute and took the NFL by storm that reached their ceiling already, in my opinion. Herbert's not one of those guys. The jury is out for me on Brandon Staley, though. I think he cost the Chargers a playoff spot in his first year last year with some boneheaded decisions, going for it on 4th and 1 from his own 20 in a close game in the fourth quarter. I mean, you can't do that if you want to be a playoff team. I applaud him for his aggressiveness, but sometimes these analytics, and it's all based on analytics now, when they make those types of decisions that weren't made in prior years. Analytics are great, but not when you overuse it like that. I mean, it's at the end of the day, you still have to have some common sense.
Right.
When you make those decisions,
Well,
So.
It's like that quote from Bo Schembechler when they say, "Coach, why did you go for 2?" And he says, "Because I couldn't go for 3." It's that's kind of what I'm wondering is there real coaching behind that, or is it just ballsiness and
a combination of both?
Okay.
Yeah, I would say, because if it was all, as you eloquently put it, ballsiness. If that was the case, then there would have been a lot of ballsiness that went on in prior years. But we're seeing more and more of that now in terms of decisions that we wouldn't have seen been made.
Was that because Phillip Rivers was the quarterback in prior years and they never had the athleticism of an Oregon Duck before?
No, because, I mean, first of all, 4th and short in that particular situation I'm alluding to, if you're going to run your quarterback, I guess I don't see the difference between a quarterback sneak with Rivers and Herbert. I don't think
there's like 35 years of age, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, a quarterback sneak's a quarterback sneak. Yeah, it's not like if a guy runs a 4.3, he's going to get there any quicker on a quarterback sneak than a guy who runs 5.0. It's, when you get acceleration speed, that normally kicks into play as you get 5 to 10 yards down the field, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not sold on Staley, to answer your question. And the one thing I will tell you is last year they were 3-0 to the under with Staley during the preseason, 23.7 points per game. And in light of all the discussion about what we just were touching upon, he did make his mark as a defensive coach. And it's
for the Rams.
I mean, that division is going to be outstanding this year. Not to get off topic, but 4 very good quarterbacks in a wide open division. I do think Denver's overrated, even with Wilson, though. I don't see the other surrounding parts enabling Wilson to really have a tremendous year. I think they'll be much better offensively with him. But I don't think to the point where it's going to be the difference of winning a division or not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
I will say this about the Chargers. I argued this point last year, and I'll argue it again. I think they are one of, on paper, arguably top 5 team in the league.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
On paper, top to bottom, complete team.
Yeah,
absolutely. Coaching staff, I'm not bought into.
Yeah, that's why you're right. That's exactly why I'm not high on Staley, because I think last year they were a much better team than one. I think they finished 9-8. And what were they? 9-8.
They finished 9-8, and I think they finish about the same this year because of that. But they are a 13-win team.
Absolutely, I agree, Lenny. I don't know about 13, but they're definitely better than a 9-8 team.
Yeah, I think
they were 9-8 last season. That's right.
Yeah, they could get to a 12-13 win, I think, with the right coaching. You hit the nail on the head. There's a place and there's a time and a place for statistics and running numbers and everything. And then there's just time to just be a football guy. Yeah. And there's that balance. You got to walk that fine line between analytics and what the book says to do and your gut feeling and momentum and what you're looking at your guys. You're looking them in the face. You're on the sideline. You got to know when to move and when not to move. And that's a fine line that a lot of these coaches, that Harbaugh's, the Mike Tomlins, the Bill Belichick's, those guys have been around this block a few times. They know what they're doing. And last year, Staley looked like he didn't know what he was doing at times.
Yeah.
He was kind of just referring to the book, and this is just what I have to do.
Yeah. Instead of trusting your defense on the particular scenario that I just described in a close game.
Exactly.
Okay. Yep. If it was a 37-34 game and you were behind and your defense hasn't stopped the other team all day long, okay, I almost get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Even though I'm old school and I still would have punted, but that wasn't the case in that particular situation. So, it's almost like he's trying to go out of his way to be a trendsetter at the expense of his team. If that
I was just going to say, but in the meantime, by following the book, by the God, like what his analytics say, it just kind of says that I trust in these numbers before I trust my guys.
My own players. Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And what's that say to the locker room? That locker room saying, well, it doesn't matter. Like, he's going to do this no matter what we say or do. So he's going to do this. So that's not obviously that's not a good vibe you want.
No, I agree. It's a good way to put it, Lenny. It's very astute observation on your part.
Thank you. No, that word astute in my name never gets really in the same sentence a lot. So
hey, and in terms of that game there, I'm probably going to have a free pick on this game. The total is only 30. But for good reason. I mean, like I said, Staley 3-0 to the under last year in his first year in preseason. The Rams 8-0 to the under in their last 8 preseason games, all under McVay, which you wouldn't associate unders with McVay, right? But it goes again to say how he's playing the preseason. You know what I mean? He's not showing his hand. He's not using a lot of his frontline players. So that's what I'm saying. You need to draw some kind of conclusions between head coaches that have been there for a while at one stop and what the results have been during that tenure, if that makes sense to you guys.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. And then the last 3 times these teams have played like
and the big word.
13 times and since they play mostly annually, and the Chargers have really had the Rams number in preseason action. But I don't put a lot of stock in that because there probably was 3 or 4 different head coaching staffs on each side during that time. Ellie, you looking for something?
I have statistics written on my board right here, the trends of what baseball teams are doing right now. So I'm trying to figure out my Handicapper plays as I'm listening to you.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to get involved with the Cardinals or not.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say preseason, folks, for everybody watching and listening. Yeah, we all bet preseason football and this and that, but I still tread lightly. It's not like I'm not betting the same amounts I am on regular season games.
Well, you really can't. I mean, it's not an exact science, number one. And I didn't mean to cut off your thought here, Lenny, but it's not an exact science, number one. Number two, there's a reason why the books put what they call a circle on these games, which is a limit, and Higgs brought it up on our show the other day, If why do you think they put a limit on it? It's not because you can't make any money during the NFL preseason. It's the books can get really hurt during this time of year if somebody knows what they're doing, And,
it's not for our benefit they put a limit on it. Let me just tell you right now. The book is protecting themselves, not us.
Exactly right. And if you think about that, that tells you that there's money to be made during the NFL preseason if you're patient. So, I'm a thorough believer of that. I've gone 58-40 since 2012, 5 top 5 finishes in the NFL preseason. Since last year, 9-2 at my last 11 in the preseason, 11-6 overall since last year. So, including I had the Hall of Fame game winner on the total. So, I mean, in my particular instance, I've done awfully well, and there's a lot of other guys on Picks and Parlays.net have done so as well. So, there's money to be made, folks.
Do you subscribe to the idea, the Raiders and the Jaguars have already played a game? Yeah. So do you subscribe to the idea that in preseason week 1, we should tail those teams because they've already got a game under their belt?
That's an excellent question. It really is. And the numbers when you look at the numbers, I mean, game 2 teams that are coming off the Hall of Fame game and they're playing an opponent that's playing in their opening games, home teams in that situation, 38, 23, and 2 against the spread since 1983. And away teams 30, 16, and 4 against the spread since 1983. So the numbers would bear out and say yes. Now, you just don't want to no-brain your way through that.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I used both games involving the Jaguars and the Raiders. I already have them up for sale. And I went with one of the teams. I will say this. I went with one of the teams that's playing in their second game, and I went against the other. So, again, there's other variables that I look at in that regards. But overall, yeah, that's a great question, Ellie. And the numbers would say yes. You take game 2 teams against game 1 teams.
So we were talking about, what was I going to ask? Oh, sugar nuts. I was reading something at the same time as I was formulating a question. It'll come to me. Let's just keep going. It'll hit me in just a second.
Ross was about to tell everybody why the Lions are going to make the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, God, Ross.
You know what? The Lions would be improved. I like Dan Campbell. You know what I mean? I think that
run through a wall
in his head. He's going to go sell his new car to put a payment on to go buy a ticket on the Lions.
No,
I don't do that.
I mean,
I got a small future on them to go over 6.5 wins.
That's a great future. Okay.
I realistically think they get to 7 or 8 wins, and that's
I realistically
think that every year.
I did a thing with think Jesse Shule last week, and I did take the Lions over 6.5 wins. I could see them winning 7 or 8 games possibly, So a lot's going to have to do with how good Green Bay really is. I'm not convinced, but again, the big question marks is that wide receiver for Green Bay, because they lost Scantling, they lost Devontae Adams. I mean, but then again, how many guys have we seen go through Green Bay that, you never heard of before, and all of a sudden they're catching 50, 60 balls because of Rodgers. So we'll see.
Yeah. So who are the teams like entering in just like as a public persona, right? As someone who doesn't really know a ton about football, but I want to bet on it. What are some of my public misconceptions that I need to erase out of my head?
Public misconceptions.
The Lions are good.
Like Aaron Rodgers is the bomb, or the Lions suck. Just like basic things that that everyone thinks. What might I be wrong on? What big changes are happening, I guess? Should we put that much faith into Tom Brady this year? Or is it, he's Tom Brady? Of course.
Well, I mean, again,
I'm over Tom Brady. Could we be done with this freaking chapter of football already? I'm so over it.
That's a great topic, and it's a great observation on your part, because I'm not so sure that Brady's going to have the kinds of years he had in the first 2 years, because Bruce Arians is gone,
And Gronk is gone.
And he's a brilliant. Say what you will, Brady's a great quarterback. There's no two ways about it. He's a Hall of Famer waiting to happen. His resume speaks for itself. But, Bruce Arians was a tremendous offensive mind too, and now they're going with a defensive guy as a head coach and trusting the fact that Brady's going to be able to run the show offensively. And I'm not so sure. I think that they may be a tad overrated. And then again, they may get to the Super Bowl, because I'm not crazy about the NFC. To be honest with you, the AFC's loaded.
The NFC is stacked. Yeah. The NFC has the Rams.
Yeah.
And the Rams.
The 49ers.
Well, but you forget, they also have the Rams.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's it. I think I agree with you. I think the Bucs are going to struggle. His center, longtime center's out on that offensive line for Tampa. Tom Brady, you guys can't put enough stock into the relationship a quarterback has with his center. The little things. It all starts.
It's a handsy position. So
it
all starts right there. And if you don't have, it's kind of a blessing in disguise. I see what you did there.
It's a blessing and as Ellie would term it, you're looking at another ass that after 20 years.
It's
like getting divorced, right, Ellie?
Get comfortable.
It's like getting divorced and having a new man.
I think the Saints. I think the Saints are going to surprise some people in that division.
That was one of my questions. So, what do we think about the Saints? Because, like, my public perception thing is like, oh, Breeze is gone, McVay is gone. Was it McVay? Was that his little name?
Sean Austin. I'm not Sean Austin.
The only thing I think with New Orleans,
anyway,
again, Dennis Allen's their new head coach. He's a defensive guy.
But aren't they Jameis Winston?
Yeah. Jameis Winston.
I just can't. I'm not with him, man. I'm not picking up what you're putting down. Wasn't he under Willie Taggart in the Criminals?
It
wasn't Taggart.
No, he went to Florida State.
The Criminals.
Yeah.
The Seminoles, Criminals.
Yeah. Whatever. No, but he was under Bowden at that time.
Okay, so it wasn't Taggart. I'm not with him. Like, I want to get on board with the Saints, and I just can't.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of E.J. Manuel. I'm not. You might be right, sweetie, as far as the head coach goes.
I think Jameis Winston's going to be. He could throw. He could throw. I think. I think they're going to be okay. That defense isn't half bad. No. I think they're going to surprise some people in that division.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying they're going to run away with anything, but
yeah,
I like their over win total. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're definitely playing in the right division, right? So, I mean, Atlanta and Carolina, Atlanta's going to be terrible in my opinion. Carolina, the jury's out there. Matt Rule, it's a do or die year. The two quarterbacks were drafted in the first round, both ahead of Josh Allen, by the way, Ellie. Darnold and Baker Mayfield. If one of those guys come up and shines, I don't know. McCaffrey's got to stay healthy. In Tampa Bay, we just discussed. The only thing about Winston, if he could cut back on his stupid turnovers, because the kid could look good at times. He's athletic. He's got a good arm. He's proven that he could win if he doesn't turn the ball over, but he just can't shake that 20 for 22, and then his 23rd pass is a pick six. I think 1 year, his last year in where was he prior to this? His last year with his prior team, he threw 7 pick sixes in the same season. That's hard to do, Ellie.
Yeah, he's the guy that he'll throw 4 touchdowns, but he'll throw 4 picks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe 5.
That doesn't even out for me.
Yeah, no. So you gotta.
I'm real skeptical.
I don't like the Cardinals this season. This is another one that I'm not into the Cardinals.
I'm not a big fan of Cliff Kingsbury, and
I liked him at Texas Tech a lot, and I like Kyler Murray because he's a Texas guy. I know he went to Oklahoma, but he's from Texas and blah 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 blah. And like, there's a lot of Texas connections that I really want to like the freaking Cardinals, but I've heard that Murray is just like a bad apple in that locker room, and he's not. Frankly, Kyler, you're not that good of a quarterback to be an asshole.
I don't think he's that good at all.
You're not that good of a quarterback to request to have hours of independent study time. Like, the frick are you doing with your normal time? That's hard work, dude. Like,
he didn't request that.
They put that in his contract.
Yeah,
the team
put it in the contract. He didn't
because he wasn't studying for games. So the team says you have to study.
Right, exactly, Lenny.
Well, then that's even worse.
Yeah, he thinks he doesn't have to study. He just has to show up. He's that good.
We have to put it in your contract that you have to come to work.
He's a perfect example of what I was talking about. Yeah, I think I discussed this with you, Ellie, in a prior show. But if I didn't, let me repeat myself.
Cardinals.
I think Kyler Murray has reached his ceiling. I don't think he's going to get any better than what he is. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I think he's still a good quarterback. I still think you could win with him. But as far as the ascension goes, like we were just talking about Justin Herbert, I don't see that ascension happening with or Josh Allen or some of the other young Joe Burrow. Those are quarterbacks that are ascending. I don't see that with Kyler Murray. And look, Cliff Kingsbury, he was good with Texas Tech, but really, if you look at his win-loss record, his last year at Texas Tech, I think they were 5-7. So it's not like he was winning. And if you look at Arizona, since Kingsbury's got there, always gets off to a great start, always fades down the stretch. Last year was no different. Even though they made the playoffs, they faded down the stretch, and then they were no match for the Rams in that Monday night playoff game.
Yeah, that's just it. They got one of my favorite one of my favorite, I think, Rye, I think 6 p.m. Eastern is when we're doing it. Total Chaos at 6 p.m. Eastern. One of my favorite moments last season of the football season was Detroit Lenny when the Lions played the Cardinals, and we're all in our group text, and he's like, shh, the Lions are beating the Cardinals right now. We're like, okay, this is great. And then he's like, damn it, the Lions are ruining their shot at like getting a decent draft pick or whatever it was. It's like,
yeah, because they were winning, and I'm like, whoa, just take it easy. At this point, it doesn't nothing matter. But whatever.
Yeah, I feel for you, Lenny, because here in Western New York, we went through a similar scenario when the Bills didn't make the playoffs for like 20 years, and now they've made it for the last 5 years. But I feel for anybody who's a diehard fan like Lenny is with Detroit, like we are here with the Buffalo Bills. You know what I mean?
I feel like I would like football better if I wasn't from Houston, Texas. Like if, I had maybe a better team.
Yeah. What do you think of this whole Deshaun Watson thing? What do you guys, especially you, Ellie?
You don't want to get me on this.
No, I do, because I want to hear that from a woman's perspective that is a big sports fan. Well, I want to hear it.
This is why I don't, y'all. I'm about to get riled up because I'm a little bit.
Ross, you don't want to hear it.
No, I do want to hear it. I do, because I hear it from my other half, who's not even a sports fan, and I listen, and she makes a lot of sense, and I would only imagine that Ellie, you feel the same way. And even though you're a sports fan, I think you need to throw that aside. I mean, this guy is, I don't know, by all accounts, not a very nice guy and doesn't know how to treat women, obviously.
No. And like,
go ahead, Ellie. Take a deep breath.
Channel my inner Ray Rice right now, or Ray Lewis right now, not Ray Rice, Ray Lewis right now. Look, I have issues with the NFL. This is not a secret. Everybody who's watched my show over the last 2 years of doing this show knows that I have issues with the NFL. And the issue that I have is that you can beat women, you can run, slam their heads into tables like JM did, who I won't even say his freaking name. I hate that guy so much. You can get multiple charges up against you and you just get off. Guess what? You get to go and play football tomorrow. No big freaking deal. And the NFL, I don't blame NFL players for any of this. I blame the NFL, the organizers, the who's in charge, the higher ups, because they allow this type of behavior to carry on in their league. And that is my problem. You can't beat women, assholes. You can't beat women and then get to kick one in a freaking elevator and you get to go play on Sunday. I'm not cool with that. I'm just not.
I'm going to say that. I'm going to say this. He is a POS, but this is a non-violent crime.
Who?
Yeah, but wait.
Deshaun Watson. We're talking about Deshaun Watson.
No,
going off on a violent. It is. It's non-violent. He never touched anybody.
It's harassment.
Well, listen.
That's not violence.
24 instances, 24 women coming forward. He gets 6 games. And what did Brady get for Deflategate? 4?
Yeah, he should be suspended.
All 24 women are just talking shit. All 24. I was 100% on Trevor Bauer's side. 110%. I was on Trevor Bauer's side. That chick likes to get choked. Go spit in her mouth. She asked for it. Get it, girl. Sorry.
Right.
Shouldn't have sent that text. Delete your business. Everybody knows that. I'm fine with things like that. But 24 women lying about this bullshit.
I'm not saying they're lying.
Not cool. I'm not saying that every time a woman says something goes wrong, that something is going wrong. I am so not that type of girl. I want to see the facts. I want to see the evidence. But when you're telling me that Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job and gets blackballed because he kneels, but this asshole can still play football, I got a problem with that. I just always will.
Look at Ray Rice. I mean,
I know.
I'm not making any excuses for him because what he did was absolutely pathetic. It was horrible. It was he should have suffered the consequences he's now suffered. But I mean, he's never been able to get in the NFL. And here's Cleveland with all this pending, and they give this guy a fully guaranteed contract for how many millions of dollars? It's ridiculous. So,
I'm not saying Big Ben. I mean, we just haven't brought him up yet. This isn't even a debate how Watson's worse than Ben. I mean, it's the whole freaking point. Tyreek Hill's another great example. They go on, and this is why I don't like the league. All these guys have jobs, right? but Kaepernick doesn't. You're telling me Kaepernick can't walk on as some second string quarterback for the freaking Browns a couple of years back when he got blackballed? I don't care. He's not good at football. Neither is freaking Carson Wentz. Neither is, that redheaded guy that runs around out there. Like, I'm just saying there's a lot of crappy quarterbacks in football.
Yeah.
I don't know, the Red Rocket, whatever his dumb name is. Now I'm riled.
Oh,
what time is it? We've got 3 minutes.
Yeah. What? Who are you referring to?
Andy Dalton.
That guy.
Andy Dalton.
Red Rocket.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, players that aren't great at football but still have a job.
I get it. It's not like he's horrible at football either.
Yeah, Kaepernick's not the greatest. I get that, but is he not working in the league because he's not good at football, or is he not working in the league because he knelt? Let's get real here, right?
It's
both.
The second. It's the latter.
Yeah, it's the latter, because he could walk on at some dumbass team as their third string quarterback and he'd be getting a paycheck, but he's not. And
now, did he regress in his career up until that point where that transpired?
Yeah, he peaked at for sure.
Yes, but a lot of guys regress and are still collecting a paycheck in the NFL as a backup. You're 100% right. I mean, look at this guy. People forget because of all this stuff that went on. This guy was a starting quarterback for a team that got to the Super Bowl. No, they didn't win the Super Bowl, but you can't tell me somebody who's a starting quarterback all year long gets his team to the Super Bowl or is just the starting quarterback for the Super Bowl, even though he might not be the main reason why they're there. That guy's going to have value going forward.
Yeah. So. And Josh told me this thing too about like the Kaepernick kneeling thing. Like he got more credit for that than was it his intent. Like he already knew he was on the chopping block. And then like the kneeling thing was like, oh, I did this because of this. But really he was like more protesting himself getting benched and he didn't want to stand up. So it was kind of like a dick move. And he took credit for being someone who like is taking a stand against the league. But really that wasn't even his intent. He was just kind of being a puss and having a fit that he got cut or got benched. So I get all that too. But the end of the day is he didn't beat anybody. So I'll root for you. He didn't freaking kick anyone or shoot them or rape them. And
look,
I'm okay with you being
everybody makes mistakes in life, but when 24 girls come forward, I think mistakes. Okay. I think that's a behavioral.
Joe Flacco has a job. Joe Flacco is working in the NFL.
We should all take a deep breath and probably end the show because it's way too political. Way too political because you can't mention Deshaun Watson's name in the same rounds of killing people and rape because he didn't rape nobody.
Hey, Lenny.
And
bottom line is this, Lenny. Okay. The guy, there's 24 women that came forward. Are they all lying? No. Are they
I'm
all
not saying anybody's lying? I'm saying this is not the time nor the place.
Yes. Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Not the time nor the place.
Well,
it's absolutely the time and the place because this is what we're talking about. But I agree that we should shut this down because I warned you if this is the topic, I'm going to get riled the frick up. And here I am riled the frick up.
None of the people are asking me questions. So,
Well, we've got to go because it's 11.
Yeah.
So we
had to talk about something. Anyway.
We've expired our time. No, I don't mind talking about it. A lot of people agreed with me in the chat, which made me feel good about my feelings. Yeah. But that's just how I feel. And I'm working through those feelings and I'm trying to grasp and love football for everything that Lenny grasps and loves football for. I want to be part of this.
On your football
that
game.
Is my hang up. That is my hang up is that the league, it's not the players, it's the higher ups allow this kind of behavior to continue. And until they put a stop to it, it will continue, period. All right, guys. We got to pay some bills here.
Go ahead. I don't see it as being political. It's part of the game.
Yeah, it's not political at all. Is rape okay or not? No
problem. I'm just telling you from our bosses, from my boss, all of our bosses, I got in trouble for posting a meme about Deshaun Watson, and we've been talking about it for 15 minutes.
Okay. Well,
yeah, but what'd your meme say? We're just talking about the news. No,
my meme said that the massage convention was in Cleveland for 2022.
Yeah.
Well, I just think that's
I think that's a little different.
Y'all using words like massage and rape in the same sentence. Can't be a part of that.
Anyway, go ahead, Ellie. Are you
all right? Everybody like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. If you want to get hooked up with BetMGM, it's up to $1,000 in a risk-free first bet for all new accounts. You just got to use the promo code MORNING or check out the description of this video and click on the link that will get you there. If you're looking for premium plays, Ross Benjamin is a Preseason Football Guru. So if you want to grab some of his premium picks over at picksandparlays.net, we do have a new promo code. It is NFL. Let me change it. And that's going to save you 20% off whatever you buy from Ross. Rocking and rolling over at the site. Anything super special? We got like 30 seconds.
No, that's it. I mean, 9-2 with my last 11 NFL preseason picks since 2012, 58-40, good for 58%. So, I mean, there's money to be made during the NFL preseason. My Major League Baseball 10-star top plays continue to roll. And, you know, a lot of good handicappers at picksandparlays.net, including myself. So come and find us and make some money.
All right. Do that. Find Ross Benjamin at picksandparlays.net and use that promo code NFL. Save 20%. Save some money to make some money. Guys, y'all have a great day today. Thanks for listening to my BS. Good luck, unless you're against Lenny.
Oh, hold on. I gotta find the thing. I'm not prepared. I said
30 seconds.